Hello guys, this is Trap, and today I'm going to make a different video. And this video is going to be an extremely different thing, and it's going to be a video explaining why Find Freddy's Security Breach will not work on the Nintendo Switch. And here's why. Because I can tell it wouldn't work already because of the PS4 version. And you guys might be saying in the comments, well, the PS4 is a powerful console, isn't it? It's only, like, slightly less powerful than the PS5, right? Well, you're both right and wrong. The PS4 is quite a good, powerful console that, yes, can run some really amazing games on it. But for Security Breach, yeah, Steel Studios even said this in a post they did. They said when they were getting Security Breach ready for the when they had to get the PS4 version of Security Breach ready in time, they had to insanely lower the textures. Insanely. Yeah, and I see that in the game. Like, some of the textures look smeared or very, very, very pixely. And I'm like, I wasn't expecting this for PS4. Like, I was expecting, like, it to be in the middle between bad and good graphics. Not like that. And if the textures are this low on PS4, then I can't imagine what the textures are going to be like on the Switch. They'll probably be the same, but... And frame rate. Let's talk about frame rate. And the reason why I wanted to discuss frame rate is because Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, like the previous Five Nights at Freddy's game, Help Wanted, uses the game engine Unreal Engine. I don't know if it's Unreal Engine 4 or Unreal Engine 5. Most likely, well, there's one side that makes me think it's Unreal Engine 4, and there's one side that makes me think it's Unreal Engine 5. But, yeah. Security Breach is the most graphically impressive game in the entire Five Nights at Freddy's series. Which means they would have to lower the graphics insanely. Also lower the frame rate insanely for Security Breach. And if you're lucky, you will get lucky enough to get 30 frames per second, which is the max that most Unreal Engine games use on the Switch. And you might be thinking, well, Help Wanted also was made in Unreal Engine, and it worked perfectly fine on the Switch. But here's the thing. Help Wanted is not that graphically impressive of a game as Security Breach. It's the first Five Nights at Freddy's game to introduce ray tracing, and in Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, it's the first ever game to use a new form of ray tracing known as RTX GI. Which is meant mostly for all the neon stuff in Security Breach. Surely, I know the PS4 doesn't have ray tracing, but just hear me out. I'm just mentioning it because it's a new thing, and yeah. Not only that, there's parts in the game that lag in like crazy on PS4. And I'm like, if this is like what this is like on PS4, then what in the world is it going to be like on the Switch? Because the Switch, yeah, most Unreal Engine games I see on the Switch do not work that good. The only two exceptions for Unreal Engine games that were made in Unreal Engine on the Switch that worked good were A Hat in Time and also Help Wanted. Because those games, I didn't really have any problem, and the textures were perfectly fine, because the textures for those games weren't really that impressive of textures, but they're still really good. They look perfectly fine on the Switch. But games like Fortnite, Dead by Daylight, and a few others that use Unreal Engine on the Switch, end up having low frame rates, like below like 30, like like probably 15 FPS. Like, you don't want to play Security Breach with 15 FPS, do you? Yeah. That's the reason why I mentioned this. And despite the frame rate problems, I've been getting a lot of trophies in Security Breach. And another thing that makes me discuss about Security Breach is after you get to 6 a.m. At least on Steam and the PlayStation consoles, you have a reason. You'll have a reason to collect all the bags and presents. Because you'll get achievements for them. But once it comes out on the Switch, there's not really any achievements. Heck, you can't even keep most of them because after 6 a.m., you can't save your progress anymore. At least in Help Wanted, you got to keep all the things you collected from being a night or a challenge. But in Security Breach, it's after it's 6 a.m., you can't save your progress and you have to all these things in one go. Including the mini games. Like, there's no point of doing the mini games because the mini games have achievements on PS4 and PS5 and Steam. So for completionists, the Switch version, if it even happens, wouldn't even be good. And most of the Five Nights at Freddy's fandom likes completing Five Nights at Freddy's games, and since there's no completion reward for the Switch version, then there's no reason to even get the Switch version if it even happens. Because you won't have anything to show for the hard work you put into the game. At least for PS4, PS5, and Steam you do. Because once you get all the trophies or achievements, you get a platinum one for getting every single one. That is a true reason to complete a game. Is to get this because it's the rarest thing you can get in the game. For the game. And I know this because I did this for Help Wanted. Let me show you. Let me go to my trophies. See, look at that. And look at that. Help Wanted had less trophies than Security Breach, only having a total of 15. And Help Wanted didn't have a single bronze trophy. And for Security Breach, there is 11. I'm not even joking, that's the max amount of bronze trophies. 11 bronze, 11 silver, 6 gold. Security Breach has a total of 14 more trophies than Help Wanted. At least on Help Wanted on the Switch, you get something. You at least show off that you got everything. But in Security Breach, you can't unless you just get all of them and don't sit and don't close out your game. And good luck with that because there's certain parts that are still bugged out and cause you to die and get stuck in areas. And trust me, I've been doing this because it's almost been 2 weeks since this game came out and I'm almost done with the game. And Help Wanted, took me longer to complete. Mostly because of the core maze minigame and the Curse of Dreadbear, but like for me, Secure Breach is easier than Help Wanted. That doesn't mean that it's not fun. It's just there's points in the game that make it really tedious for completionists, but the collectibles is a fun thing for us completionists. It shows us that we actually did something, and the trophies as well. But for Switch, I don't see that any completion things for us. Because the Switch doesn't have achievements like Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam, and Epic Game Store. So yeah. When it comes to Security Breach, I do not see it working well for the Switch or being loved for the fans on the Switch. Sure, a few fans would like it on the Switch, but once they play it, they will realize that it's not good for the Switch. And once they know it's not good for the Switch, they'll regret getting it for the Switch. And Help Wanted had an amazing Switch port, but I don't see Security Breach having a good Switch port. All of Help Wanted's ports were amazing. So far, for console ports, Security Breach only has 2. PS4 and PS5, and I've been playing on the PS4 for, as I've been saying, for almost 2 weeks now, and yeah. I am just really do not see this working on the Switch. Because, 1, the textures, 2, the frame rate, 3, fact for us completionists, and 4, because it wouldn't look that good on the Switch. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, it won't look good on the Switch. Sure, at least on Help Wanted, it looked good for the Switch. It didn't look insanely good, but it looked good. Because here's the thing. Steelwool Studios even said this to themselves. Help Wanted is just a pepperoni. Security Breach is the whole pie. And if that's the case, then yeah, a game of this size and here's the thing, Help Wanted was only like 15 to 18 gigabytes. I don't, or 10. No, it was like 10 gigabytes for PS4. I forgot the amount of gigabytes it was for PS4, but Security Breach is like more than double that. At like 22 or 23 gigabytes for PS4, and on Steam, it is massive. It takes up a lot of room on Steam. Like Security Breach shouldn't be competing for most competing for the amount of gigabytes like Cyberpunk 2077. Like that game has a lot of gigabytes, and Security Breach is basically competing in size for those gigabytes in a game. Yeah, I hope you now understand why I think that that Security Breach will not work on the Switch. I am a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, and I've been in this fandom for over 7 years. And yes, I love Security Breach, and I'm still thinking of my opinions on the game. Because once I'm done completing this game, I will make my final episode of the FNAF Completionist Season 1. And Security Breach, even though it had to experience bugs and lag and these low textures, I still have fun with the game. But I don't see it being fun for the Switch players, because there's no completion reward for the game. The only thing I see the Switch people having fun with is the endings. And the main game itself. I'm sorry, but I do not see Security Breach working at all on the Switch. I'm being honest. I literally explained the reasons why. That's it for this video. I hope you understand what I said. Security Breach is most likely never going to come to the Switch.